I'm going to share with you the absolute best method for communicating with the school so your child gets the best IEP and 504 that they need to be successful at school. But first, I need to tell you all about the three main methods that parents use to communicate with schools, and one of these is the one that you're going to need. I'm Kyle. I'm a longtime special educator turned education professor, but my most important job is being a dad with three kids who have their own unique challenges and all have their own individualized plan that have given them so much help through the years, and it's really been the number one reason why they've made so much progress in school. And that's why on this channel, we talk all about strategies to help you parent so you know what to do in your role as someone who's a part of the IEP or 504 team so your child gets the support that they need so they can be successful just like our kids have been and grown to be over the course of the last few years. So there's three different roles that parents take when they're trying to communicate with schools. And you're probably going to figure out which one you need to do, but here you go. The first one we call the flamethrower parent. The flamethrower parent is the parent who comes in guns a-blazing and they're going to tell you exactly what to do at all times. They're not really stopping to listen. They're not really taking anybody's thoughts into consideration, and maybe they're not even being respectful at all. They're just going to demand everything that they want, and they want it yesterday. Is it effective? Maybe, sometimes, but you know what that will do? That'll really tick some people off. And those people you're ticking off are in charge of your child during the day, so it might not be the best approach. The second method is what we call the wallflower. Just like the name suggests, this is the parent that goes into a meeting and just kind of sits there and takes all the information and is very complacent. They don't really engage or be actively participating in any of the meetings. They probably don't even communicate back and forth between the school and the home. The wallflower technique, I suppose, could be all right if, and only if, you've got 100% trust in the school-based team that they're going to do everything right. But it's definitely not an approach that will allow your child to get the best results possible, because if that's going to happen, you need to be a part of that team. You know your child better than anybody, and you deserve to be able to share your ideas and ask questions when you're confused or don't understand something in general. And then there's a third role that parents play, and that's called the family member. The family member understands the importance of team, understands the importance of we're all working together. This is the parent that is willing to listen to everybody's ideas, take into consideration what the school has to say, but is also willing to offer up their suggestions and their advice because they know their child as well. This parent is not going in and making all these demands, and they're also not sitting back completely and just being complacent. They're actively being engaged as far as the IEP or 504 meetings, but also being involved and engaged with communication, whether it be email, phone calls, or even showing up at school and having active conversations with school-based teams. So which role should you play as a parent? Hopefully it's pretty obvious by now. You want to be the family member. You don't want to be the flamethrower, create a lot of friction between you and the school-based team, because not only will that make meetings be testy and awkward, you also need to keep in mind the better the relationship between the school and the home, the more likely it will benefit your child in class. Think of it this way. If you want the school-based team to go above and beyond to support your child, which you probably do, they're going to be more likely to help your child even further if you've got a good relationship with them. The other part is, if you're an active member of that team and communicating back and forth with the school-based team, you're more likely to get the information to them that's going to be important, because again, you're the expert of your child. You probably know some things about their brains that they might not know at school, because they might not see your child in soccer, music, theater, anything outside of school. So what you can offer is going to be really valuable. But I'm going to tell you, if your style of offering is to tell people demands of everything you want them to do and do it yesterday, you're going to create a lot of friction and you're going to get upset people, and it's not in the best interest of your child. And you definitely don't want to be the wallflower that's just sitting there and soaking it all up and never being a part of the team. So a family member is really a team approach. You communicate in effective ways that will foster a positive relationship between you and the school. And in the end, it's your child that benefits because everybody gets on the same page. So are there times when sometimes you have to step up and maybe advocate a little louder for your kid? Absolutely. But the vast majority of the time, those situations can be avoided if we get everybody working together. And that's one of the key components that I constantly share, not only with parents, but I share this stuff with educators too, because it's in the best interest of kids if everybody's working together as a team for their sake. If you want to learn more and find out other strategies that will help you work with the school so your child gets the support they need, check out the Recharge Family Podcast. I constantly drop episodes so that we can share information with you that's going to help you work with the school to benefit your kid.